Hi, Sherri. How are you?
Good. How are you, Lori?
Great. Thanks for joining me today on the Artfest online chat.
Thanks for having me.
This is Sherri Richards from Reclaimed Words, and I'm Lori McDonald, the host of Artfest. So yeah, Sherri, you're fairly new to our Artfest shows, and you've got a really interesting product. I'm not even going to tell people what it is, but I want you to. What is it you actually make your product with?
Yes, I'm very new to ArtFest and art in general. I started just sort of playing around with used books, actually. I actually had a concussion in the fall, and one of my concussion physicians told me that learning a new skill would actually help me. And so I sort of tried painting, and I was not good at that. And so then I, kind of researched ideas. I started playing with books, and it's like book origami, essentially. There were a lot of learning curves with it. A lot of mistakes were had. Sorry.
Stanley.
Sorry. Yes, my guy is just hanging out with me. I essentially can put any picture that you'd like onto a book, and I generally use used books or even just cheap books that are handed down or whatnot, but as long as they're in good condition, I can put anything onto a book. I've had customers message me and ask me if they can have a book engraved, and I've had to tell them that it's not an engraving machine. It's actually each page is folded and or cut, or folded and cut, depending on the book, and it can be a long process, but I find it very therapeutic, and it has definitely been something that is a bit of a saving grace for me. But yeah, it was just kind of an accident that I stumbled upon it and started making books, and my husband said, you need to see if you can sell some of these because our living room is filling up.
Yeah, well, so you have to fold each page, and then I'm just trying to imagine you fold each page, and the pages sort of build out in layers, so they become like sculptural almost.
They can become sculptural. So there's a few different techniques that I do depending on what look I'm going for. And again, there's been a lot of growing pains there. But I can fold each page of the book to start, and then I can go in and almost, I have to go back in and pretend like those are the actual pages, and then go in and measure and cut. So each page has a different measurement. Each page has a different fold and a different cut. And then essentially it builds throughout. And the picture that I sort of envision at the beginning, or create, because I have to create the photo or the image, depending on what it is, in a certain program, and then translate all of that into math, and then put that into sort of a page by page process.
Mind-boggling.
Yes, it is. Yeah. And if you watch me do it, some people say, oh my gosh, why, that must take you forever. And some of them do. Some of them, I've had some pretty tricky ones that have taken me upwards of 30 hours. But I find it very, very relaxing and therapeutic. So,
well, is it kind of like building a pop-up card in a way? Is that similar in any way?
well, I've never built a pop-up card. So you can't open the book and have it stand up. It essentially, it's a little bit different. You can display it on your shelf. You can put it a little bit closer if you like a tighter image, or you can open the book a little bit further and it can be more drawn out and extended. Some people have said, oh, I'm surprised I can move it. I thought it was glued. I thought it was just one stagnant object, and it's not. It's very movable and very unique, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, I just love it. And I mean, the name Reclaim Words does lend itself, like right away I think about recycling and environmental sensitivities, and very current right now. I guess that's another bonus. I mean, here you are, these discarded books that, I mean, I know myself growing up, I mean, you never did anything to a book. It was such a treasure. Like if I made
Right.
a book or a fold or whatever, my mother would kill me, right? But was that hard to get over that part if you were ingrained as
Well, there are certain, yes, there is a part of me sometimes where I'm like, oh, some people probably aren't going to like my art because they don't want, like they're the people who don't like the folded over corner in books.
right.
But I guess it's a different way to look at a book. I'm a book lover, so this is why it's so special to me. I read a lot, and I guess I would say to people who, necessarily had a problem with that it would be like, they're going to be on your bookshelf anyways. And a lot of us don't reread them. And I would rather them be turned into art than landfill, essentially.
Yeah.
Right.
But
And
do you,
the reclaimed words for me is that actually is a nice bonus to my name, but the reclaimed part comes from me sort of, I guess, getting my voice back and being strong and that kind of aspect. So I have post-traumatic stress disorder, and I have a service dog from Kingston Four Paws. And part of this process has been very therapeutic and helpful. And I've done some products for them where they've fundraised, and I've definitely, they are a big client because they like the paws that I've done.
yeah, I bet.
But yeah, there's a nice duality to my name in terms of the reclaimed portion.
Yeah, so you're reclaiming your life, reclaiming words, and reclaiming your voice. I think that's a really nice nice package,
Yes, absolutely. Reclaiming my life is definitely a big thing. And COVID has actually been quite life-changing in a different way. I have been forced, so like a year ago, I never would have taken a photo or done a video interview with you or anything like that. So I've come sort of leaps and bounds. And so the art pieces that I've been creating have allowed me to connect with people and kind of forcing me out of my comfort zone. And before I got Stanley, my service dog, I wasn't even like leaving my house. And so there's been a big journey transition. So the reclaimed portion, yes, is a very big integral part of my business for me. Like, it's been life-changing.
Yeah, well, it's going to be really, really fun for Artfest to have you as part of our event, and watch your business grow and watch you grow in your customer service, your development. And it's such a unique product. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, I guess you didn't invent it, but I've never seen it.
Did not, no.
All these years doing shows, I've never seen anything like it, and I just think it's really marvelous. And I can imagine that custom orders would be such a great piece of this, because if you did have something, a book or a book lover or in your family or as a gift or a memorabilia, what a great way to make it live forever and have something special.
Yes, and that is, I've done a lot of beautiful custom pieces, and my favorite part is hearing about what they want the book to say. Is there a favorite author? I do my best to try and find a client's favorite book, and if I don't have it in my collection, I've got a guy now who helps me out and will help me track some stuff down. I can only make the books out of hardcovers. I can't use soft covers, so that adds a little piece. But
I guess comic books are out of the loop.
Comic books, unless they have a hardcover, yes. But my favorite part. Like, I've done some really great custom order pieces, and I've already had some repeat customers. And a very cool part is in terms of local businesses, I've done 2 logos in which I never thought of getting into, but Urban Paws in Kingston, they have a book displayed that I've made in their store, and they sell a couple of them. And then Kingston Athletic Therapy Center, their logo, they gave me this huge 1,500-page anatomy book and said, can you make our logo out of that? And I said, oh, I'm not sure. And I did, and it's kind of like a Running Man. And so really unique pieces that are also supporting local.
Yeah, so I noticed too, like the ones that pictures you sent me of your of your sculpture books. A lot of them seem to be text only. Like, can you use picture books as this as well, or does that make it more difficult, or does it make it that another element to it?
No, I think I've done one. My daughter saved up her money and wanted a cupcake book, and so I made it's out of colored pages, and it actually added a really fun detail to it. But a lot of clients prefer the black and white. The Gord Downey book that I just came out with for the show that I sent to you, it has those sort of white color pages in it, and clients either like that or they don't, because it adds a little bit of a different dimension.
Right.
So yeah, so far I've just done a lot of black and white and a few color, but yeah, it's really neat. Like, sometimes I'm not even sure what it's gonna look like when until it's finished.
And that's the exciting part about being an artist. You start on these journeys and you never really know what's going to happen. And sometimes little things that you don't expect take you on a new adventure and a new journey of, finding new creative ways. So yeah, so it's so great to have you on the show and sharing what you're doing. It's such a unique craft. And we're happy to have you part of Artfest and excited to see and watch you grow too and see what you can do with these pieces. I just love them. So.
Thank you. Well, I'm hoping that people enjoy them, and if anyone has any ideas, they can always contact me and work out a custom order.
Yeah, that's great. All right. Thank you so much for coming on to our online chat, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.